Hello, and welcome to episode 15 on the CentriCraft server. Today I'm going to be building up the building around these farms, because that needs doing, and I haven't done it yet. So I'm going to be going with the design that you saw in the last episode I was working on this, if you were watching that. And I'm also planning to put a kelp farm up here. I've already flattened this out, so I've got an area in which to do it. And I don't know, I might go with the same design building as I'm putting around my melon, pumpkin and sugarcane farms, or I might make it another sort of barn type building up here. But that depends on the size and shape it ends up being, and how well this looks with the sort of white house design that it's getting. Oh, you may also notice I've expanded my farm a little bit between episodes, and that's so I could fill up my trading boxes. So next time I need to go trade for books and stuff, I have plenty of crops to take with me. So I've got my wheat over this side, and then some carrots and some potatoes. So that's all going quite well. So yeah, I think I'm going to get started on building the house around here. I've grabbed my box of stuff. Most of this is decorations for once the front is complete. So the main front is smooth sandstone and endstone bricks. So the frame of each bit was going to be the smooth sandstone, and then the actual bits around the windows was going to be the endstone. So I think I want enough space for there to be a small corridor along the front here, and then I think I'm going to want the sort of endstone in here. I think it was 4 by 5, and then smooth sandstone is going to have to go on the outside like that. I think I'm going to want another one there. So I might want to take away part of this hill just to keep it flat for the building. And somewhere I'm going to have to put in a door or two. So let's put those in there. I might actually raise this bit here, just so I've got sort of path around the outside, which is flat as well. So yeah, I'll take some of this way and raise this front bit, and then I can get on putting in this wall and the windows and then the decorations. Okay, so I've started on the main shape of it, and if I can fly back in slowly. Okay, I think that's looking all right. I'm still not sure about this in the middle, actually, because it wasn't quite the right number across, and it gets right up on the edge against this here, but I can't put it any closer. I want to be able to get around. So yeah, I think that's going to have to be where it sort of sits, right up against this. This does bend down, so it's not too awful having it connect there. Then I ended up making these windows one smaller than these far side ones. So on the side they're 2 by 3, and then here they're just sort of 1 wide. And then in the middle I want a double door here, but I don't think that quite looks right with the sandstone coming in there. So I think possibly I don't want to leave that open, and then I could possibly put in a sort of a window above the door. Yeah, I think that might work all right. Just sort of 2 across and 1 high. But I'm out of endstone brick, so I might have to pop into the end and mine up some endstone. Because if I'm already out, I'm probably going to be running out of my supplies. I can't remember how much I initially got. Should be in this chest. Okay, so I've got a bit more, but I'm definitely going to need more. So yeah, I'm going to need to pop over into the end and mine up a whole load more endstone so I can have enough to do all of this. And then yeah, same sort of pattern going back, I think. And then I'm not sure if the back of the house is going to have windows as well. I don't see why not. I might want to shake up the design a bit, particularly with the door going in here. I don't think I'm going to make the inside particularly pretty because it's all functional, so I can keep it like that, and then I can go down here and get the pumpkin and melon and walk across to get all the sugarcane. How's that going actually? That's alright, and some are getting to the top as well. Yeah. So yeah, I think task for now is head to the end and mine up a whole load of end stone. I'm doing all right on the sandstone because it's just a frame, and I've got a fair bit of sand, so I should be able to convert that into smooth sandstone and use that to fill it up, so I don't need to go for a sand mining session. But yeah, so off to the end it is then. So I was on my way to the nether portal to the end room, stronghold, and a ghast managed to knock me into the lava. Fortunately, I did actually have a fire resistance potion with me, because I was carrying that around when I was working on the tunnel through the nether. So I'm glad I had that on me, because that meant this became a survivable affair. Although over that distance, I might have been able to make it. Although I don't have fire resistance boots on. So yeah, that would have been rather annoying if I had died there, because I have my lighter on me as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna be glad I had that fire resistance potion on me. I think I might make it a habit to have one of them in my inventory somewhere. So I've collected up a whole load of end stone out here. I came to the outer end islands because I didn't want to sort of mine away the main center island. So I've got, I think it was at 15 stacks, which should do me at least for this build, if not more. And yeah, I'm gonna head back and get on with the building. So I've put in the bottom layer now. At the back, I decided to just put in a double strip in the middle, and I think that looks alright. At least it does so far. I don't know if it's going to still look alright if I take it up another layer. But I think, yeah, one more floor and then the roof, it should be high enough to cover it all. And of course I've got to get the windows in, and then it's the decorations with the leaves and the vines. And with the vines, I'm going to do what Mr. Happy Jew reminded me that you can put string underneath them to stop them growing anymore. So yeah, that'll stop it getting too overgrown, which happened in my test world, because I started it sort of how I liked it, and then the vines just kept growing. But yeah, I'm fairly happy with how that looks, and I've got to decide what type of door I want in here. I think I'm probably going to have to go with birchwood, because it'll blend into the palette quite well. I might have to just grab those and try that, because I think I want it to sort of blend in rather than be a focus point. Where's my wood? It's this chest. No, birch. There we go. So if I grab a couple and then do a door. There we go. Let's see how these look in the middle here. I want to put it there. Okay, yeah, so the colour blends in quite well, particularly with the smooth sandstone. I'm not sure what depth I want it at, whether I want it there or whether I want to bring it slightly out, so have them there and there. Just to get that little bit of depth at the top there. I think that looks slightly better, just so it doesn't look completely flat. And then of course I've got the window in up there, and then these ones as well. Yeah, I think that'll work quite well. So now I've got to go up and do another floor. And I think, see, now it's difficult because I'm not sure whether to continue these lines up or go with what I've done at the back on the front and have a double wide pillar there. I think I might try the double wide pillar design, and then if I don't like it, try this. But with this one, I don't think it'll work as a whole thing, because with the window it would have to come as wide as the pillars, because it's only too wide. So I'd have to make the window too wide if I had a window at all, and then it wouldn't fit the theme of the other ones with the edge around it. I know this little one doesn't have a side on it, but because it's almost a horizontal rather than vertical one, it sort of has the top and bottom instead. So yeah, I think I'm going to replicate the back design for the top floor at the front, and then I can see how that looks. So I'm most of the way done with that, and I've actually run out of sand, so I can't make any more smooth sandstone. You see at the back there, I'm missing a tiniest bit. If I can land here. There you go. Haven't quite finished at the back here, so I need a bit more smooth sandstone, so I need to go and get some more sand. And there's a desert out to the north of the jungle, which I've been using for sand, so I'll go back there and get some more. I'm quite liking how it looks. I was debating whether or not to have notches on the corner where this sort of wraps round. I did try it out, and I'm not that keen on it. It sort of makes it look like you've got bars running all the way across, and I don't think that quite works with this. I think it works a lot nicer without these in the corner. So just all the way down there, like that. And you get more sort of a vertical shape rather than the horizontal shape. So it's less like bars sort of welded together and more like wall built up. So yeah, I need to go mine some sand, and then I can come back, fill in that last bit at the back, and then it's onto the roof, which I'm not sure exactly what shape I'm going to go with. So I might have to try a few things and then see what looks best. Then I've also got to do the glass and the decorations with the leaves and vines. Right, so I've cleared out a bit more of the area just here, and if I have a look in my inventory, I actually mined out a whole load of sandstone instead of the sand itself, mostly, because well, I'd have to craft up sandstone before I could get my smooth sandstone anyway. So it's actually just more efficient just to mine out the sandstone rather than trying to mine a whole load of sand and then crafting that up, because it's 4 sand to 1 sandstone. So yeah, it's just a bit more efficient to go for the sandstone directly here, because usually it's the actual sand you need if you're trying to make concrete or glass. Oh, that's a point. I might actually need to grab some sand as well, so I've got some actual sand to do the glass for it. So yeah, I might go back up there and or over here and just get a whole load of the sand off the top. So I've got some ready for the glass to go in the windows. Right, so I've got the 2 floors on now, and I've started doing a roof. And at the front, I decided it was actually nicer to have a sort of porch poking out. So I've gone for that sort of design just there, with a little porch at the front of the door. And then on the sides, I've decided I want to do it like this, if I can fly around. So I've got just a blank bit of wall at the top there, which looks a bit plain at the moment, but I think once I put in the vines and the leaves and sort of greenery that's making it overgrown, it'll actually look alright. Because I think if I put a window in up there, it'd look a bit silly because I wouldn't be able to put them on the outside ones. And yeah, so I think once I get the greenery in there, I can make it quite overgrown at the top, and it will make it fit in quite well. And I think it's an okay height. It's quite tall, but it'd be hard to change a roof angle without it looking odd, I think. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that angle if you're looking at it from sort of this side or whatever. And like I said, once I get the greenery in there, it'll look better, I think. So yeah, I've just got to get the roof done, and then it's glass and greenery. I've finished putting the roof on, so it looks like this now. And I've just started putting the glass in. So I'm doing this sort of alternating pattern with the white and the grey, because I think it helps give it the sort of square panes appearance in the windows. Because of the connected textures in Optifine, if I have a single colour, it doesn't come out as lots of little squares, it just comes out as one big pane. And I quite like it having the sort of square pattern in it, because it looks like lots of little panes of glass, which is a sort of style that would, I think, be in sort of traditional sort of farmhouses. So that's the style I'm going to go for. I'm going to try and get that in all of these windows. And then it's on to the greenery after that. Right, so I've put in all the glass now, so it's all got the panes in. And I'm not 100% sure about them. I don't know if I want a third colour in there, maybe light grey, although light grey's quite transparent so you can see through it, and I don't really want to be seeing on the inside too much. So maybe black glass, but it sort of looks like lots of little arrows, although it might just be because I've been looking at it a lot. Starting to get that. I want it to look sort of more random, so I might try putting in a third colour. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about maybe adding a third colour to the windows. So yeah, for now I'm going to be putting in some greenery. So going to put in some leaves and vines around. So I think I'm going to start on these sides if I can land. There we go. And try and get these sides covered in a fair bit of greenery, and then get little bits going down. So I started putting some greenery on this end, and I sort of decided I needed to put some on the roof as well, otherwise it didn't look right, because it sort of had this pristine roof and then all this sort of overgrown greenery coming down the side. So I've started putting bits in up here, and I decided the roof needed a bit of sort of variation to it, so I've started putting some notches in. So I've put some slabs in instead of stairs on the top, and I've had some stairs sort of facing sideways to get these little notches, like this one just here. But to make them look decent, I need to actually put in a piece behind it so that it doesn't... Oh, need to grab one of them. So it doesn't show up and you can't see into the house using it. But I'm also trying to sort of get a different style for each of the different leaf types. So this sort of, I think this one's birch, one I'm standing on now. I'm trying to make very sort of long and sort of tentacly. And then the oak leaves I've tried to make very sort of patchy. And then the spruce I've sort of tried to get in between. So it's sort of this one bulky thing rather than the birch, which wants to spread out a bit, I think. I might bring this... Oh, no, that's the spruce. I think I might bring the birch across here a bit as well. So if I grab some of this. Oh, I'm covering one of the notches I've just made. Just try and keep it looking fairly nice. I'm probably going to have to adjust that because it's quite a sort of long sideways piece. Although I've just run out of birch leaves, so I need to go and get some more from the shulker, and it's become nighttime, so I might need to go and sleep. So yeah, that's sort of my plan for the roof decorations. I'm not sure if I want to put some other wood types in here to make it look as if some bits are sort of damp, sort of, and yeah, got sort of wet and discoloured. I'm not sure how that'll look, so I might give it a try. I think I might try some oak in here because this roof's made out of jungle, so I think oak will give a reasonable variation to it, or possibly spruce. That'll be a bit darker. So yeah, I'm just gonna go into my base and sleep the night away and grab some more leaves. Okay, so I'm mostly done with this now. I think I've got all the sort of roof decorations in, and I'm now just sort of deciding what to put in terms of the different types of stair blocks to see if I can get some sort of texture in here. And I really don't like this. This is way too dark. This is the dark oak. So yeah, that's definitely coming out. I did try oak, but that blends quite well at a distance, so you can hardly notice it. And I think, if anything, it's actually lighter than the jungle wood, so I don't know if that's more of a sort of sun-scorched effect. But this spruce in up here definitely looks as if it's got a sort of a damp patch up here, a sort of weathered look to it. So I think I might add a few more bits of that. Might go for like sort of, oh, not like that, sort of patch of it. So it looks like the whole area has been a sort of losing its structure a little bit. It's got a sort of patch of damaged wood up there. Yeah, I might just put the odd bit of oak in as well, just to give it a little bit of texture. Particularly, hang on, which way is this facing? This is facing south, so I think more on this side I might try and get bits of oak in, because then it'd be the sort of south-facing roof so that I'd get sun scorched more, or at least in the northern hemisphere it would. I guess that's me being English, everything sort of being northern hemisphere. But yeah, you'd get one side of your roof slightly more sun scorched than the other. So yeah, I'll try and put bits of oak in here, and I might add another sort of spruce patch up here, maybe a smaller one. If I just do that, maybe that as well, and then I don't know. I might make this a bit bigger actually. I might just put that one in as well. So it's yeah, that looks like a sort of patch of damage, and then on the other side, probably about the same amount of spruce, so I get the same sort of damage patches from weather, possibly even more if this is the sort of drier side, not drier, wetter side, because the sun hits the other side and scorches it a bit more. So yeah, I might try and get a big patch, maybe follow the line of this bush a bit, so it looks as if it's sort of drained off of there. Oh, got that one upside down, there we go. So I try and get a patch in there like this, and yeah, I think that works quite well. You get sort of a damp patch sort of underneath the bush, and then yeah, where this finishes, I might try and get that in like that. You've got a sort of patch of damaged roof in there, so I might take a flight and see what that looks like from a distance. So go out here and then turn around. Yeah, I think that looks alright. It's a bit hard to tell now because I've got sort of sunset going on. So I've got shadow falling over the roof. I'll add a few more bits and then have a look when it's not got such a sharp angle on the sun. I've put in bits of the roof now, and it's now morning again. So yeah, I quite like having a bit of texture in the roof, and I think the oak blends well enough that it's just a texture thing rather than a noticeable block thing. And oh, if I can land here, maybe get a good view on the backside. Yeah, I think that's quite a nice sort of effect, having the sort of darker wood around the edges of the bushes. Makes it look a bit sort of like they'd been dripping water and it's damaged the roof slightly. I think that one maybe is a bit too long and straight, so I might replace the bottom piece there back to jungle wood. But yeah, I'm quite fond of that effect. Where was it? It's this one. So I want to... is that my hand? Oh yeah, it's... there we go. So yeah, I think I'm going to stop there, otherwise I'm going to overkill on it. And yeah, I think these work quite well. I might move this bit of spruce up here because it doesn't actually have a bush by it, so it doesn't make sense for this to be damaged. So I might replace that with some oak, I think. Get a sort of sun damaged bit instead of a water damaged bit on this side. And that blends a bit better as well. Okay, so let's have one last flight. Oh, and I failed to take off. That's great. I guess I'll look at it from down here once I take care of this guy. Okay, yeah, I'm quite happy with how that roof looks, and I think that's actually all I've got time for this episode. I know I said I was going to get started on the kelp farm, but I guess that's going to be in the next episode now. So I've been Recoded Zaphod, and thanks for watching.